I'm gonna make this ramen noodle Mod Podge I made up the other day, but it was so good. But anyway, I have 2 carrots, about half pound of mushrooms, some leftover carne asada, onion, zucchini that I cut from fresh and froze, and 3 packs of soy sauce ramen noodles.
2 train tracks?
Ignore the background noise. Got the carrots and onions sauteing in about 2 tablespoons of butter. So we'll let those cook for a good 3 or 4 minutes. And then we'll add the rest of, actually we'll add the zucchini and the mushrooms after that. So my carrots are getting a little soft, about where I wanted them. I've been letting the onions and carrots saute for about 5 minutes. See, the onions are getting a little golden. So I'm gonna go ahead and put in my zucchini. It's frozen. I had fresh cut and threw it in the freezer. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in and let that cook for a couple minutes so it thaws out. And once that's thawed, I'm gonna add in the mushrooms because they cook down pretty fast. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and throw the mushrooms in now. This is about 8 ounces of mushrooms, cut up kind of chunky. I like my food kind of chunky, so I'm gonna let this cook down for about another 3 or 4 minutes, and then I'm gonna throw in your noodles and the broth, and then I'll put the meat in last because I don't want it to overcook. This is, by the way, it is a half an onion chopped up. Probably about 6 ounces of, maybe 1 zucchini, I guess you could say, cut up. 2 whole carrots cut up, and I think that's it. So right now I got mushrooms, and I have 8 ounces of mushrooms cut up kind of chunky. I'm gonna add 3 packs of ramen noodles and about maybe 12 ounces of carne asada and about a tablespoon of sugar. I know it's like salt, but it's sugar. And I'm gonna add some broth to it later. So while my vegetables are cooking, looking pretty good. I've taken 2 cups hot water. I mixed in the packets from the ramen noodles. Also, I broke the ramen noodles up in 4 ways, just like top and side. So they'll be already bite-sized pieces when we put it in the pan. I'm gonna add in about a few dashes of soy sauce to give it some more flavor. Probably a lot, but I'm sure it'll taste good. Alright, so my vegetables are all good and soft. I'm gonna put in my 2 cups of broth, right out of the packet. And put in my noodles. Oops. So I have to try to do one hand.
Nice, look out, Bonnie. Thanks.
I don't want it to be really brothy like it normally is. That's why I only used 2 cups of broth.
Oh, it's 2v1 to kill him.
My son is playing video games in the background. That's why it's so loud. So I'm gonna get all this in the broth, kind of push it down in there, and turn it off. Not turn it off, put the lid on it. Let it cook for about 4 or 5 minutes. The vegetables are cooking. I'm gonna make a little cornstarch slurry to thicken up the broth, make it more like a gravy. So that's two teaspoons, so 2 big teaspoons. Cornstarch should be enough. And then we mix this with just a little bit cold water. Just a little. Just put like a few tablespoons in there. It doesn't really matter. If you stir it up, cornstarch is easy to use because you just mix it with the cold water first, and then you put it in your boiling liquid, and it thickens up pretty quickly without lumps. So that's pretty much right. My noodles are about halfway done. I'm stirring it up so that all the noodles get some broth and get cooked, so we don't have crunchy noodles in here. So I'm adding in a half a cup more water because it's not a lot of sauce in there, so this should make a really nice gravy on here. Okay, so my noodles are ready. I'm gonna add in my tablespoon of sugar. And the meat. So like I said, this is about 12 ounces of leftover carne asada I made the other day. I just cut up in little pieces, but the first time I made it, I used ground beef, so you can use ground beef if you like. If that's what you have. I think this would be really good with pork too, or maybe even chicken. So you can use whatever you like. You can alternate the vegetables if you want. You don't have to use the ones I used. Like I said, I made the recipe up, so it's getting pretty steamy. Use whatever vegetables and meat you have on hand. Ramen noodles, I use soy sauce, but I think you could probably use any flavor ramen noodles you like too. And now that I've made it, it's pretty thick. So I think I'm gonna add a little bit more water so I can make that gravy to it. Okay, so I added in about 1.5 cups of water. So right at this point, I recommend tasting your broth and see if it's to your liking. If you want it a little saltier or more tasty, you can add more soy sauce or some beef broth, but let me see how it tastes. It's pretty good, but I think you can use a little more soy sauce. So I'm gonna add in a few more dashes of soy sauce. Stir this in. Although I think it needs a little bit of beef broth. So I use beef broth granules. Maybe half a teaspoon. That's very salty too, just so you know. I like the granules because they dissolve instantly. You don't have to dissolve them in water and hope there's no chunks in there. So I recommend the granules. I buy this brand. Alright, I'm not even tasting because I'm pretty sure it's good. Alright, at this point I'm going to add in my cornstarch slurry. I'm going to add just a little in here because there's not a lot of broth, so I may not need all of that I mixed up. Yeah, see how fast that thickened up? So, don't need any more. And it's okay if I made a little extra slurry because, fortunately, cornstarch is very cheap. And dinner is done. Hope you guys enjoy it. Thanks.